Okay, I think first of all, thank you so much and welcome to HEXA Esport Hub here. My name is Kenny, so I'm the CEO of Sun Studio Esport. So thank you so much. I think today, first of all, actually, it's congrats to Dr. Yew. It's our first ever gold medalist of the Esport. It's one of the things that make us very proud for the nation. I hope this is one of the many, and there's a lot of young people here today. We also have a Clash Royale game. We hope this is going to be a future and more gold medals and up to the even Olympic games, right? And Dr. Yew give us a very good inspirations that how he can grow from as a lecturer, professor, up to the level, he also in the Esport actively. I think that's one of the things that later will share the story to us. I'll just give a big introduction of what is the whole Esport Hub. Here we call it HEXA. I think we do it very unusual and compared to many Esport Hub you can see outside. We are the very healthy and open hub that we want to gather youngster people come together in these places. And we understand doing Esport is not just a player games. We wanted to build and develop the entire ecosystem that this is our vision. To make the youngster they know when they're playing games, some of the party may be interested in other things, including you want to be a best broadcaster, you want to be a marketing or Esport, you want to be an organizer, you want to be a game developer. That's what we aim to develop and educate. That's why the hub purpose is to make the lifestyle as a living. People come here as a friends, play together, they actually make themselves into the Esport. Secondly, we don't become an education hub. We want to train out the youngsters, like those young people, they know how Esport help them in terms of their future career, for their lifestyle as well. Thinking, strategy thinking, planning is always very important. Third, we talk about incubations. And the whole ecosystem, they must have a platform for these people gather, but they want to make success of the career of their expertise and also their skill. How? That's what we want to incubate them, give them an environment, give them a chance, give them some support, facility, make sure they can grow themselves. If we can want the best broadcaster, want the best production maker. So that is what we want to aim to do that. So we hope young people today come, and also very proud to see a lot of parents bring their children come over also to educate their children to be in the Esport. We know now we cannot stop young kids to play games. What we can do as a parents, we help them to bring them into the proper way. I think that's what the whole objective why we created the place like this. And also we're proud that together with HEXA, and we have grown very successful events, things happen here. And with the support of councillor like Mr. Gans, the councillor and Mr. Pans, to the place we're making here, and it's not easy, right? And very supportive because it's a very new things that we are looking for, and we're also looking forward similar things can be duplicated and then make everybody's and those young speakers have a chance to practice themselves. And I hope everybody enjoyed today's and this afternoon's. I think we will play some video for you to have a look and what have a past that thing event that we have done before. And Chris, anything at the start here? Thanks. Enjoy yourself. Is doing our openings. you. So hope you all enjoy. So please what's the next, please.
I thank you all for coming. So just a little brief introduction of what HEXA is and what this space is. So we have about 8,220 square feet of space. So come on down, come and use it. So bottom part here is very casual, as you can see. We allow people to bring in food. We also allow entertainment here. You can bring all your stuff, all your friends. And also the top part is more towards a very co-working and sales environment. So imagine yourself coming from Xiamen University or any other university. You're stressed out, you come, you have exams, you come in and study upstairs, and later when you're stressed out, you just come on down to have a bunch of time with friends. You have pool, you have VR, you have PlayStation, you have all sorts of entertainment, and just come and enjoy yourself. So this is what the HEXA team is about. So everybody enjoy yourselves. First of all, I'd like to invite Mr. Councilman Gan to say a few words as well.
Ini katakan boleh dah Okey, sebenarnya daripada semenjak pembukaan HEXA ni, kali pertama saya bertemu dengan Cik Kenny, ya. Dan saya amat mengalu-alukan yang Esport ni berada di kawasan Kota Waisan. Sebenarnya Kota Waisan ni satu kawasan yang amat penting dalam kawasan daerah Sepang sebagai satu kawasan pembangunan, dan ianya terletak berhampiran dengan Jerman, dan terutamanya benda ni belum ada lagi di kawasan Sepang. Dan pada waktu itu waktu saya bertemu dengan Cik Kenny minta bantu dalam meluluskan pesanan. Sebenarnya tanpa saya perlu meragu, saya sudah setuju sebab benda ni memang amat diperlukan, dan kita perlu sebarkan di kalangan belia hari ini. Untuk kita zaman kita dulu tak ada benda-benda ni. Cuma untuk zaman sekarang, saya rasa belia sekarang tidak boleh ketinggalan zaman. Mungkin benda ni bagi diri saya sendiri tidak begitu biasa, tapi saya rasa saya harus perkenalkan pada belia hari ini. Dan kenapa saya hari ini saya bawa beberapa orang wakil daripada PBT, yang nama sebenarnya Penggerak Belia Tempatan. Harapan saya pada tahun depan, saya berharap dapat bekerjasama dengan HEXA untuk menganjurkan program-program belia di kawasan di dalam tempat pertandingan Esport, supaya kita dapat memperkenalkan Esport ni kepada lebih ramai belia-belia, terutamanya untuk belia di kawasan Sepang. Dan saya berharap hasrat ini dapat kita capai bersama daripada MP Sepang dan juga kerjasama daripada HEXA. Dan untuk perancangan seterus, mungkin kita akan bincangkan selanjutnya. Dan untuk hari ini, saya amat berterima kasih dapat sambutan daripada, mungkin ada pelajar-pelajar daripada Jerman, ada Dato' Chang yang sebelum ni kenal, tapi kali ni first time saya bersemuka dengan dia. Dan mungkin ada yang saya tak sebut, hari ini Dr. Yew yang kita nak raikan untuk hari ini, yang dapat gold medal di SEA Games. Mungkin ada banyak yang kita perlu belajar daripada dia dan pengalaman yang dia boleh share dengan kita. Dan saya harap wakil-wakil PBT ataupun wakil-wakil daripada Jerman University dapat mempelajari something daripada dia hari ini. Dan saya sendiri pun nak belajar juga sebab benda ni tidak begitu biasa bagi saya. Dan itu sajalah daripada saya. Dan saya harap semua dapat enjoy hari ini dan kita sama-sama kita betul dengan sharing daripada Dr. Hif. Ya, itu saja. Terima kasih.
Thank you again, Councilman Gan. We'll just show a 6-minute vlog of the SEA Games activities. So bear with me here.
And I always have this dream that I want to represent Malaysia as a player, and now I have realized it. Sort of like the strategy that other people will be doing, and come up with our own strategy of our own that is able to perform well. Hello everyone, I'm Wkyew. I'm representing Malaysia for Hearthstone for the upcoming SEA Games 2019. And I believe that Malaysia has done their very best to prepare and we aim for the gold medal in upcoming SEA Games. So today my goal is to finish top 2 in the bracket so that I can advance to the qualifying knockout stage. Just an update. So today I went with a score of 3-2. Qualify for the grand finals for the Hearthstone competition in the SEA Games 2019.
We'll take game 1 of this series.
Okay, so thought process right there. Yeah, look at the crowd's going wild. You're right there.
That was
Good
an
job.
unbelievable play.
Yeah.
Unbelievable to the last second. Each and every time.
He was getting
You
hit.
just hung on to
Yeah.
dear life for the ride and let the Corrupted Bloods do their job.
Oh my goodness. Even I was thinking, oh, Manchester City gonna make it, but
Yeah.
as soon as I like, no.
I saw that. Oh, yeah. I read the text properly. I have very horrible eyesight. So, win in Thailand, where Bobat equalizes the game.
Makes game number 2. Well played.
I don't love it.
Just the backstab, hit the fair backstab and just finish. Man.
That's it.
The tempo roll, turn into control.
A tempo roll turns into small roll. Who would have thought we'd see something like this?
I'm disappointed with myself. Look at his face, dude.
Oh,
He's
man,
like
you
so
know.
relieved.
He's got everything. Like, put it all. Got everything. What I want to see is Bobat's face. Like, wow.
Yeah, oh man, he's so stressed. He needs a break. He just stood up from his chair and said,
He's warming up. He knows it's gonna happen.
it's gonna happen. Mass hysteria. Okay. But it's not the worst of the world. If it's in our lips, we can actually win. Is that all?
Bye. Malaysia is going to be your Hearthstone.
I told you.
Yeah. I feel like you don't play that against him all at all. Congratulations, gold! Going over to Malaysia, of course, still is silver. 4-5. That is, of course, your Hearthstone champion.
Okay, man. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
I was so, I was seeing it right there. After the Massive Stadium, it was in a live.
You knew it. You
He
knew
knew
it.
it was gonna happen. Oh, look at him, like, he's shaking. He's shaking. He can't believe it. Because I'm so disheartened by he's so proud. Because that's like the
So
first.
many. Yeah. That's right. For Hearthstone.
And for Southeast Asia.
Yes.
And they're proud as well because they have the gold right there. With 3-1 decisive victory. My goodness.
When can you promote?
Even I'm happy for him because of like the decisions he made.
Are available through online purchase or through SM tickets. Please feel free to visit the official website of SEA Games at www.
So that is the raw, uncut version of the journey of Dr. Yew from house all the way to semi-finals, all the way to finals, and finally bringing back the gold to Malaysia. So give him another round of applause. Doctor, do you want to give a few words, or we can go and start the seminar soon? Okay, everybody else, maybe you want to grab some food. We have some delicious lok behind. And then for the seminar session, we will start it soon already. Thank you.
Yeah, because only I have the footage. Alright, you all go ahead. Nice when you look at it.
The first time watching third person perspective. You supposed to capture all the and all the scene and study.
Yeah, so the Malaysian team, they cheer when I cheer.
Your slides, right?
Last year,都我哋扣到好多嗰啲新仔上嚟，你有經驗最主要係喺呢度有19
So this one is
send the signal last year. I think
you want to see the second
culture within masyarakat Jawa masa kecil projek terbuka.
Slightly closer.
We need to stand or?
Hello.
Testing. Test.
Test 1, 2.
Test. Hello. Test 1, 2, 3.
Test.
Gary, let us know when you can start. Can we start?
Yeah. No, just nice distance. Because no, just nice.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I believe there was a very how to say thorough video that covers the entire journey from our very beginning, all our interviews, our sessions with the public. It was all our raw footage that Gary has recorded over time. And also during the tournament and as well as post-tournament. So I really thank Gary for all your efforts and for putting out such an incredible video. So today, actually I'll be talking about mostly what is Hearthstone in general, what are the preparations that we have done from the start all the way until the SEA Games and the challenges that we encounter along the way. Okay, so before we begin, as an introductory, my name is Dr. Yew Weng Kean, and beside me is my coach.
Hello, I'm the coach for the Hearthstone team, Mama Izab and Mama Isa.
So we both were part of the Hearthstone team together with another Malaysian player, Lalasong, but he's in Singapore working, so he's unable to be here today. So today, this is the first SEA Games Esports gold medal celebration. Okay, why is it so? Because this is the first time that esports has been introduced in the SEA Games. It haven't been introduced anywhere else before. It was in the last year Asian Games, but it was only a demonstration sport. So it was just a trying out. But this time is the first official multi-sport event that it has the medal tally. And this is our first gold medal for Malaysia that we brought back home. So this is one of the historic feats that everyone has been talking about. So just an overview of our presentation today. I will first talk about our background and what is esports, followed by the Hearthstone introduction and preparation plan, training plan, and our mental prep as well. Okay. So firstly, I'll start with our background. So my name is Dr. Yew Weng Kean, and I have a PhD in electrical engineering from UNITEN. I'm currently a full-time assistant professor at University, Malaysia. And I'm also a newlywed with an 11-month-old. My son is unable to be here today because I don't want him to disturb the audience. And I'm also official Boost Pro player, and as well as the chairman of the IEM Young Engineers section. So, regardless of all this, I also managed to win the SEA Games 2019 gold medal for Malaysia. So, can you introduce yourself?
Alright, so I am a graduate from UKL MIT at Kampung Baru, a degree in computer engineering. I've been in esports for around 13 years, almost 13 years now, and to me this is the biggest achievement that I've achieved in my history, esports history. Previously, I started playing in 2007. I played Dota and a bit of Winning 11, but then I slowly transitioned into Dota 2, StarCraft 2, and finally right now I'm focusing more on Hearthstone. Yeah.
Thank you, Exzart. So now I'll move on to a brief introduction on what is esports. So by definition, esports is actually a multiplayer video game. So they play competitively for spectators, and then it's typically played by professional gamers. So what do you get out of this? Have you actually encountered what is esports? Or do you just think it's computer games? So besides being a computer game, it must be played between more than one player. So it's, let's say, me against him and or my coach. We are playing a game, and we are playing competitively, trying to win to move on to the next round. For example, any sport you are playing competitively, you are fighting another person, and there will be a winner and there's a loser. So this kind of competition are being watched by millions around the world, because a lot of people are interested in the game, they are watching the game, so this encourages more people to play as well. So by over time, we are going to see something like this picture you can see here. If our vision that the next SEA Games can attract this much audience, why wouldn't you want esports to be part of the SEA Games? Okay. Any question on esports so far? No? Okay. So other than the our Hearthstone game, there are many other esports games. Some are played on your mobile phone, some are played on your PC, some are played on the console like PlayStation or Xbox, or maybe even VR, AR. All those, if there is a competition involved, they can be considered an esports. So esports is a very, very big ecosystem that will be coming into a big industry in the near future. Okay? So just a brief intro to Hearthstone. So this is what a Hearthstone game looks like. I won't bore you too much with the technical details, but I just want to talk a bit so that some of you who are interested, they can know more about Hearthstone. So Hearthstone is played by two individuals, and then they will select their own character. So this is one character, and this is another character. This will be you as the main player, and then this will be your opponent, regardless of whether it's physically here or maybe online somewhere around the world. Okay, so this space is the board, okay, where we try to play cards and the characters will appear on the board. So the characters here will fight with each other, and then they may live or they may die, and then if they survive, they may actually deal damage to the opponent, and their life total here, this is their life total. We start from 30, and if these characters all live, they can actually deal damage over time until they hit 0. So that's how the player wins. When one of the opponent reaches 0 life, then you win. So there are other things like weapon and hero power, which are some of the nuances of the game, but that one is more technical, I won't talk too much. This is basically our cards that we have in our hand, and these are opponent cards. So you can imagine like it's a real card game, but it's played digitally, so there might be other digital effects that can happen. Okay, so that is the brief overview of what is Hearthstone. So in Hearthstone there are 9 classes, so we can actually have a very, very deep strategies, because there are 9 possible strategies that can create, and in each of these 9 classes we have to select 30 cards for each deck that also can vary our strategy. So you can see that we can play many things. You compare this to chess. Chess is basically the same board every time. It's either white or black, and you can start with different opening. But for us, we can choose white, black, red, blue, yellow, green, whatever we want to choose also can. But this is the strategy where we need to choose. Okay, so for example, if this is the format of the tournament, we are allowed to bring 4 classes or 4 specific decks. So you can see that if let's say I were to bring these 4 decks or 4 different characters, Shaman, Druid, Warrior, and Rogue, and our opponent will also have another set of their 4 strategies, maybe Shaman, Rogue, Hunter, and Priest. These are all examples. So it's like from just now the characters, we have to select 4 to bring to the tournament. So that's we have to prepare a lot for that. So I just want to explain how the tournament format goes. So the format tournament goes like this. It's called the shield and then you ban. So you shield one of your own deck, you protect it, and then you can ban one that is not protected. So the first phase, we have to shield, means okay, we have to choose which one we want to shield. Maybe we will shield the shaman, for example. So we will shield the shaman. Okay, and the opponent might shield his shaman too. Just an example. And then after that, we can ban one of the 3 remaining classes that we don't want to play against. Maybe that one is very strong against us, so we want to ban it. So we ban the rogue, and then let's say they ban our druid. This is all examples, okay? So that is how the tournament format goes. After this phase, we have to play with each of the 3 decks and get a win with it. And after we get 3 wins, so let's say our warrior took a win, our rogue took a win, and maybe he get back a win on the priest, and then we won with our shaman. So lastly, this is considered we won 3-1. Okay, so we have to win with each of our 3 classes. That is we consider victory. So that is the format of the SEA Games. In the group stage is similar, but we have to just win with 2 of the decks because it's only best of 3. So we just need to win with 2 of our decks. So that's the difference, and that's our objective of the preparation, to be able to win the opponent in this with our strategy. Okay. Did I miss something? So this is the part where we have to prepare preparation planning. We face a lot of problems when we planning for our preparation. So firstly, we need to think of what are the decks that we need to play. Out of the classes, we have so many strategies, so what we want to play, and how do we play it? Not necessarily each strategy that we play, we can play at the optimum skill. We must train and then train and train until we can hit the maximum skill level. So what are the other constraints that we face? Time constraint. As you all know, I'm a full-time lecturer. We face a lot of time constraint, and also my co-player Lalasong, he's also a full-time senior lab assistant at Singapore. So it's hard for us to even find time to communicate with each other. And that's why I also put in the location constraint, one in here, Malaysia, and one in Singapore. How do we train with each other? And lastly is the data constraint. So a lot of the decisions that we make, we need data. Like even nowadays, you cannot simply make a decision unless you have sufficient data. So how do we collect the data, and how do we utilize them to give us the answer that we need? So these all are taken into consideration during the preparation stage. So this is the part where I feel is the most crucial for any esports. If you don't prepare well, you are planning to fail. Okay? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Okay? So that will now pass the mic to Exzart, where he will talk about our training plan, which he came up with as the coach.
Right. So based on what Dr. you said just now, we have a couple of constraints. So firstly is the time constraint. How do we overcome the time constraint? Because both of them, as he mentioned, that they have full-time jobs. This is also one of the things that I worry a lot in the beginning when I was chosen to be a coach, because firstly I have no experience coaching, and secondly both of them have full-time jobs. So I need to come up with a way where it works for all of us. So the first thing I did was I talked to them in our WhatsApp group, just communicate with them, like what are the best way for them to train. And his player Lalasong, last year he won WESG Malaysia and WSGC. So I asked him as well what was his training regime at the time that made him won. So based on this, we came up with this solution to the time constraint, which is every month, for monthly, we come up with KPIs, key performance indicator, which is to play ladder games at their own pace, at their own time, at their own free time, to practice on their own during the ladder, to reach legend if possible. At the same time, there are online qualifiers occurring every weekend. So we make it we make it a compulsory thing for them to at least play one per week, just to get them in shape, to get them familiarized with the competitive environment, so that they won't be too complacent. Then secondly is the location constraint. I mentioned about the WhatsApp group just now. Then we also have a Discord group discussion. And one of the most important thing is the meetings during bootcamp. So for the SEA Games player, ESM has provided us with bootcamp, and for our bootcamp is in Orange, Wangsa Maju. So this bootcamp it has proven to be one of the most important thing because every month, whenever Lalasong and Dr. Yew are free, they either one of them will gather together with me, and we discuss a lot about strategies, about how do we want to approach the game, about scouting our opponents, practicing matchups, and a lot of stuff. And last but not least, the data constraint. So one of the key things that I asked them to do is to make sure that they install Hearthstone tracker, and so that they can have replays of their games online. So whenever they play a game, they will have their replays online, so we could look back to their games and learn from the games that they played, what mistakes they made, what can they do better, and so on. Because personally, for me, coming from Dota background, leveraging on matchups data, past tournament data. So for this, we use mostly HS Replay, which is an online website that gathers a lot of data for the ladder in Hearthstone, as well as another website, a blog that gathers data for the qualifiers. So from those data, we came up with a strategy that we all of us comfortable with. At first, maybe Dr. Yew have a different idea, and maybe I have a different idea, maybe Lalasong have a different idea, but based on the data that we gathered and based on our discussion, we managed to build a lineup that all of us are very satisfied with. Thirdly, scouting opponents online. So I asked a few of our opponents, a few Philippine players, Indonesian players, and they actually never did this. But what I did was I scouted every participation for our potential opponents in their weekly qualifier. So I have this data for us. Based on this data, I know what are the play styles of our opponent and how can we take advantage of it. So that, I think, one of the things that helped us also. And last but not least, one of the other important things is that once we came up with an idea or strategy, we need to make sure that it works. We cannot just use a theory craft and go to the event just based on theory. So we have to test it out. So how do we test it out is we test the lineup between each other, either Dr. Yew versus me or me versus Lalasong versus Dr. Yew. So we do a lot of sparring. We call it scrim. Right. So that's mostly about our training plan.
So maybe I just add on a bit. So by having full-time job, it will take a lot of the time of a day that you can actually use for training. But of course, there are 24 hours in a day. We can always use 1 to 2 hours for the sparring, just to improve our skill level slowly but surely. And then towards the end, I actually took leave so that I can full-time prepare for the SEA Games, so that we really can finalize our strategy, finalize all our plan before going there. As I told in one of the media interview with I think Korea Metro, our preparation was only 70% 1 week before, but I told them as we go on, we will hit 110% because every day we are putting in a lot of effort once I took that official leave from the work.
Just to add on, Lalasong also did the same thing 1 week before. He managed to get a leave, even though he doesn't have any leave yet. His boss allowed him to take a leave, and he spent 1 whole week at the bootcamp with me. So both of us discussed strategy and we conveyed to Dr. Yew. And when he was free, he came to the boot camp as well, and we formulate a good strategy for ourselves.
Basically, we're bouncing ideas off each other, and our ideas won't be improved if we just depend on ourselves, because we only can see in one person view, and by having another third person view or second person view, we actually know more what are the possible options that we have. And actually, the scouting opponents, we actually know what we expect them to bring mostly. Then from there, we can formulate even better strategies because of that. I give you a rough idea of what he did. There are 100 over tournaments that happened over the 2 months, and from that 100 tournaments, each tournament will have a placing from 1 to 500. And my coach will actually go through all the tournaments to identify which are the players from the SEA Games and what they practice in each of the tournament. So he actually roughly know which deck that they participated in and which tournament and what they are placing in whatever tournament. He recorded all of these stats. So without him, how can we get these stats? So you can see how much effort our coach has put in. Okay. So next. Okay. So aside from all that preparation for technical skills, strategy thinking, critical thinking, all those are the technical side where we are trying to formulate a strategy to win them. But on the side note, we talk about mental preparation. And this part we actually discussed with my manager, Gary. He contacted one of the sports psychologists. Her name is Daphne Ng. She has a master's in sports psychology. And we spoke, I think Gary spoke to her prior to the meetup that we might have a potential that she can share her experience in the sports psychology that may help the athletes, the eSport athlete in the SEA Games. Okay, so let me share a bit of what she taught us during our session with her. Okay, she's also an ex-Malaysian national badminton player. So after she retired from badminton, she actually took up masters in sports psychology, and from there she learned that if this was actually she learned during the time when she's athlete, this is actually very useful. So she's trying to spread a message that we should actually brush up on our mental psychology because it will help us a lot. And I will explain how this helped us throughout the tournament. So in her session, she talked about 3 major things. These three things is actually how do we improve ourselves in ways that we didn't think about it. So first one is the pre-tournament. It means every day before the tournament, what are things that we can do? What are the things that we can do to improve our confidence, improve our belief? So these things they share is the 2 things: daily affirmations and then the self-belief. So daily affirmation is like, I can do it, I'm the champion, I can win the gold medal. Things that you may not necessarily say to everyone, but you can keep telling it to yourself. I am the champion, I will be the champion. So all this is to improve your self-belief that you will be there to get it. So that one will help on your belief. Then the other 2 things are during the pre-game and during the game. So pre-game is more to how do you prep yourself to be at the optimum state for that tournament game. So things like eating well, your diet, and then your sleep pattern, you must take enough sleep so that you won't feel tired or what in the game. Mental visualization. So the day before the game or before the game itself, you can actually visualize or plan what are the things that are going to happen, and then you can do some meditation, yoga to actually calm yourself before the game. So I also have a ritual and a cheer that we go for goal. So I always just tell that to myself every game. Even if I lost or I won, doesn't matter, I will just continue to tell that to myself, we are going for goal. There are times where I'm just at the bottom where if one more game I will be out of the tournament, and I will still believe that we still have a chance at the gold medal. So this thing that we keep on believing, never give up, is one of the key aspects that she had taught us. Then after that, during the game, there are many times where in this game there might be luck or rolls that are not in your favor. Have you ever played a board game where okay, you need you can roll 1 to 6, and if you roll 2 to 6, you win, but if you roll 1, you lose. And in some of the cases, we may roll the 1, and you might feel, oh my god, why is this happening to me? What is this luck, and why does it have to happen to me here? So this kind of thing will happen, and in her session, she actually taught us these things will happen, that just be calm, play to your best, and do your best to try and secure the victory. So other methods, if we are feeling nervous because of those results, we can actually drink water, rub our hands, take deep breaths, so all these to reduce our heart rate so that we continue to remain calm, continue to make the best decisions so that we give our best chance to win. If the rolls happen and then we lose, if we still play our best, we have no regrets. But if because of those rolls you play badly and then you feel like you could have played better, you will have this regret going back. So I did not want to have this regret. I just want to play my best and see how far that takes me. So that was the whole mental preparation with our sports psychologist, Daniel, and I felt that actually helped us a lot throughout. So I will share a bit now on what is the experience that we face in the SEA Games. So our strategy going in, we chose four decks, which is Shaman, Druid, Priest, and Paladin. So Shaman and Druid, I will just give you a general that these are the strongest decks. Everyone is going to bring something like, going to have these two decks, Shaman, Druid. Because this is the SEA Games, everyone not going to take risks. Everyone will bring something that will have the best chance to win. So we expected, okay, Shaman and Druid maybe is the top tier, no one can counter, so we are going to bring that. And after that, we thought of bringing 2 more decks to beat the 2 meta, we call it the most popular classes that we feel that they will bring, which is Hunter and Druid. And we bought Priest and Paladin to counter that. So we are expecting that a lot of Hunter, a lot of Druid, so we hope that we have a good shot against the field. So I'll give you a rough idea of my group. My group was Group A, and we have one of every country that's participating: Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Indonesia, and Philippines. And these are all the strategies that they brought. Okay, let me just give you an understanding. These are my strategies which I showed earlier, and these are all their strategies which they have brought. As you can see, Shaman across the board, Druid across the board. No surprises, everyone brought it, so there wasn't any surprises there. But what the surprise was, these 5 priests. Everyone thought the same as us, they brought 5 priests. And the last one was the most different one, where we have 2 warriors and then 2 hunters and 1 paladin. So we thought, okay, we can probably win the hunters because we are targeting that. Because we did not mention we target hunters. And everything else, we stand a chance because they have the druid. So we want to fight them. But at the same time, I also believe that I am at a spot where they are targeting my druid. Because we are targeting their druid, they are targeting my druid. So we have a fair shot there. Also, we are faced with the Philippine favorite for the gold medal. So they also, surprise, they bought the same strategy as us. So we were okay going in. We felt that we can place quite well in the groups. But for the other side, there are more warriors, which is a tougher opponent for Lalasong. Okay, so I'll just share about the group stage results. So I actually lost the first 2 matches against Thailand and Vietnam. And after those losses, it was very, very grim for me. I was 0-2 in the group, and only the top 3 of the group will go through. Only the top 3 of the group will go through. So by calculation, you need at least 3 wins to go through. And if I had to play and lose another game, I would be out of the competition even from the group stage. So that was the scenario I was facing. And luckily, through the mental preparation, actually helped us that we stabilize ourselves, we calm ourselves, that just play our best, just keep calm. And I managed to claw back 2 victories. And lastly, beat the home favorite on stage as well. So these 3 wins actually propelled my score to 3-2, and we managed to secure the top 3 spots and managed to survive the group stage. So that was a lucky breather. Our comrade Lalasong was not so lucky. He finished 2-3, so he lost in the first day in the group stage. So these are some of the photos. So next I will go to the playoff stage. Okay, wait.
Just want to add previous slide. Okay, so like now he mentioned that he lost the first 2 games. So this is where our mental prep comes very handy, because he mentioned just now how he prepared as players. Then right now I'm going to share like what I did as a coach, because at that time, at that point of time, both players, whenever they lost, we can see like they are very down. It's very normal. It's any competition, when you lose, you don't feel good. But one thing, at first I just keep quiet, but then I realized something. If I just keep quiet, it won't be good at all. So what I did was I talked to them personally. If there's anything you want to talk about the previous game, any bad RNG, any bad luck, or whatever happens, just talk to me. So at first they were a bit reluctant, but once they calm down a bit, they just spew out everything that they want to talk. They talk about everything. They basically let talk their heart out. So what this does is that it makes them focus, and it already throw away all the problems for the previous game, then makes them focus for the next games, which I think is very important, because when you keep fit, when you lose, when you keep thinking about the previous game, you won't be able to perform for the next few games. So I keep telling, I just listen to what they say, then just tell them whatever they can improve on, and the main thing that I make sure that they focus on the next games and not dwell too much on the past.
So I was very happy and grateful that I have my wife and my sister to support and cheer me on during the tough time. So without them, maybe I wouldn't have the strength or the determination, because I already lost 2 games and it felt very grim to win the next 3 against very good opponents in Singapore and Philippines. So without them, I really felt like I'm alone there, but with their support, I feel like I can do it. And then my parents as well, they are there, but they are because they are helping me taking care of my son. So all their support really means a lot to me. Okay, so next after that we have the group stage, but after that we have the playoff stage. So in the playoff stage, there was a twist. We actually can change our lineup, but we only have 2 hours or 3 hours to prepare for that. So we found that our druid was not performing too well. Our druid was being targeted, and other people's druid was being targeted as well. So we felt that, okay, why not we swap the druid for the rogue. So why I did this? Because I'm very comfortable with the rogue play, and I felt that my rogue play is much different than other players, that I can go toe to toe with any opponent. And by doing so, we actually can target one extra deck, which is the Paladin, which I felt that people might suddenly bring in because they saw my Paladin, and they might bring in as well. So from there we actually broaden our strategy, and then we have a better strategy going into the playoff.
Just to add, what he did was also can be a bit risky. For me as a coach, I was a bit skeptical at first. I'll be honest, a bit skeptical, because like he mentioned, Shaman was the strongest deck and Druid was the second strongest, because both of them were the strongest deck. So to not bring a really strong deck, you might hurt your overall strategy. But at the end of the day, after like more discussions, after more tests, then I can see that he really comfortable with Rogue, and I also thought that by doing this might throw a spanner in the works against their opponents. Like he mentioned just now, the new strategy can now target Paladin. So which is what happened. We got another extra advantage matchups.
So as you can see, suddenly we have more Paladins showing up, and that is good for me. But I would actually not want to face this guy. This guy is favored against me. I mean, his strategy still beats my strategy, but overall, against the field, I'm having an advantage over them. So this is the bracket of the tournament. The esports bracket, we always have this bracket called double elimination. It's not like soccer where you have quarter-final into semi-final into final, where all just one time you lose, you're out. This is esports bracket where we have losers bracket. So if For example, I lost my first game against Singapore. This was a very close game, I lost 3-2, but does not fret because I have the loser bracket. I will fall down here and then I will face the loser of this match. So if the Singaporean were to lose the game, he will come down and he will have to fight me again. But the Thailand who actually won my group yesterday, I mean the day before this, he lost to the Singaporean and then I fought him in the losers bracket and I won 3-0. So this one is where I face the loser of these two sides. This guy versus this guy. So Popan, which is the finalist, he beat Nguyen and Koen Tacho. So those two face each other and Nguyen won. So I faced Nguyen. So luckily for me, I don't have to face the Indonesian, which might be a tough opponent for me in the loser semi-final. So this match was the most nerve-wracking for me because this match, if I lose this match, there won't be any medal for Malaysia. If I lose this match, I will be coming home empty-handed and there won't be any celebration out like this. So it went down all the way to the 5th game, and in the 5th game, I actually made a small mistake which actually would maybe cause me to panic and lose that game in the past, but I calmed down, I just played my best for the remainder of the game and I managed to get the victory for that. And from that on, the emotional struggle to get a medal is over because I've secured at least a bronze. Okay, so if I lost the next game, I already secured a bronze. So that was the most nerve-wracking game for me. And after that, we managed to fight a rematch against the Singaporean who lost the winners final. So he came down, the Chew came down here, and he fought me in the losers final. So the winner will have a chance to face Popan in the grand final, and then I didn't give him any chance the second time around, and I managed to win him 3-1. So after that, I was the grand final. So they can see the journey. Like after I lost the game, this part, any game I will lose, I will be out of the tournament. Whereas all these players, if they lose, they still have the losers bracket. For example, Popan, if they lose here, they still have the losers bracket. But all those who came down lost to me.
Just to add, like he mentioned, after he won the losers semifinals, a lot of the pressure, the burden of bringing home a medal is gone. So, but this does not mean that he's gonna stopping there. He's gonna be complacent. No. Right after, like we felt relief. Like after that, we had a talk together and we reaffirmed our goal is to get gold. We are going for gold, no more or less. So we gonna keep trying to go for gold. So we reaffirm this with each other. And comes the losers final versus Singapore, he managed to get his revenge from losing upper bracket. So that was the thing that is also very important.
So these are some of the pictures from the playoff day, but I think some of them were already shown in the video earlier. So lastly was the grand final. So we have, I'll just talk you through on the strategy before the game. So again, I have my 4 decks, Shaman, Rogue, Priest and Paladin, and our opponent has Shaman, Druid, Priest and Paladin.
Before that, the grand finals is 2 days, 3 days?
2 days break.
2 days break, yeah. There's 2 days break. So even though they cannot change deck, but they can practice a lot of it, most of it.
So how we practice is, let's say I built this deck on my account, then Exzart will build this deck on his account. We can actually play with each other and then actually know, what are the ways to win this particular matchup, or what are the other ways to play this matchup, and then the opponents also can do the same thing. Our opponent also can do that, so that's why it's a way that we actually can figure out how to counter them in this stage. Because we have 2 days. 1 day we took rest, we sort of like take a breather, gather back emotionally, and our fatigue, recover back from our fatigue. But after that, the next day we start to prepare. So we figured out that Thailand likes to protect their priest, contrast with the popular strategy which is to protect Shaman. So we figured that they would do this again in the final. So that was what happened. they protected their priests, and to counter that, we also protected our priests. Because we want to ban their shaman, so by banning their shaman, they are actually forced to ban our paladin, which is considered quite good against the other 3 decks. So by doing so, they didn't ban our shaman, which is one of the strongest deck in the game at that point. So we had 3 good decks against one strong deck and 2 more decent decks that can win most decks except us. Okay. So going in, we had the first game. I killed my protected deck against his druid, and somehow I managed to come back from 1 life. I got 1 life in the middle of the game, and from 1 life we claw back all the way until we secure that victory. So we won the first game. But again, never give up. Keep on trying, and then somehow you can actually turn. The chances will come to you. So after that, I killed my rogue. He killed the druid again. This is an unfavorable matchup. This is a matchup that you win only 3 out of 10 times. So from there, he won that second match. And after that, I killed my rogue again against his priest. So in the general play style, if you play the game, if you turn 5, by the 5th turn, if you don't win, that means the priest is more or less favored. But somehow in this game, I managed to win in the turn 15 to 20, where it's not a normal play style. I play it slow, and I managed to ran the priest out of resource, and I won the 3rd game. So lastly, the shaman is the strongest deck, so I took the win against the priest. So from there, I got the 3-1 victory, I got the gold medal, and we celebrated. These are some of the pictures from the grand finals day. Everyone celebrating, everyone happy, but it all came down to our preparation before the tournament and before the finals as well. So all this plays a role in helping us to achieve our dreams, the gold medal. Okay. So that's all for me. I'm opening the questions to the floor. If anyone want to ask questions, can feel free to ask.
Actually, want to ask for the whole esport, what's the target medals before you're going to the SEA Games?
So for the esports target, we actually targeted 2 gold, 2 bronze, 2 silver. Okay, but actually that is a more of a lofty target, I would say. The more general one maybe is like 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. And I believe even to get the gold there is very difficult because Philippines are favourite for each sports. So to beat Philippines on their home ground will be a difficult task. But we managed to do that in the group stage itself because they weren't prepared mentally. They were prepared technically. I think they are one of the best technical players in the region, but they weren't prepared mentally because they had the pressure of their home crowd, the home country. All of that pressure plays a role in the SEA Games as well.
Just to add on also, I think one of the things that worry me when I got the coach is that because I mentioned just now both of them have full-time job, and then I think the 2 Philippines players, I'm not sure if they have full-time job or not, but like they can play, they train a lot. Every time I online on my Hearthstone, I see them practicing with each other every single day. So for me as a coach, I was seriously very worried. But it was like 2 months before, it was because they are only the strongest team, and Philippines got another strong player to help them. So I think what happened to them is they got burnt out, possibly because they practiced too much too early. And I discussed this with Gary during WESG, that which is 1 month before that we can still do it, but we just need the proper, we just need Dr. Yew and Lalasong to have the proper time allocated for training, and that's what they did. And he mentioned we did most of our training 70% 1 week before, but that was enough for us to get the gold medal. So I think pacing is also very important.
So sounds like the last minute preparation is a strategy as well.
Not really. It's more like me and Lalasong, we have the experience to prepare for big tournaments because we have been playing this game for a very long time. So we know what it takes to win. We know that even you prepare early, the strategy that you prepare then may not be the strategy that you'll be using. So we spend our time very efficiently. So we spend the time that we think that, okay, these are the things that we want to prepare and we think this is the strongest, so we go with that line and we keep optimizing it. We use data, we use all the data collection tools that we have to the best potential that we can use.
So we basically started slow, but we peaked at the right time. But the Philippines, I think they peaked too early, then they dropped down during the event. So that was one of the problems, I believe.
Second advantages for us is we are not participating in the global games tournament. So global games tournament where the country versus country are fighting against each other. So for example, Philippines are involved in that, Thailand are involved in that, Singapore, I believe are involved in that. So all of them, they have to review their strategies to the public. Maybe they're just trying out, but they are revealing some form of strategy to us. So we can see how they play those decks, how was their general play style. So this is actually advantageous for us because we are not invited to participate in that tournament.
Any questions?
Maybe the last, maybe can advise being the coming up players for whatever esport games. What do you see Malaysia government or Esport Malaysia can really help grow, also including the young people, how do you really think should come next, right? To be success like you and claim more medals for Malaysia toward maybe Olympic in the future. Maybe give some advice or opinions.
I think the ESM should actually regulate their structure for all the esports where we can replicate the success. We have a coach, we have a boot camp, we have a training structure. So for each sport, they actually should follow something similar so that the players, they are actually prepared going into the SEA Games. We felt that for some sports, maybe they are slightly under-prepared compared to Hearthstone. So this is one of the ways that we can improve upon how we go from player selection into preparation, into mental preparation, into for the full SEA Games training.
Yeah, I believe mental preparation also should be considered a long time before the event, because I think 2 months before I tried to ask, but we didn't get an answer. But luckily Gary managed to contact Miss Daphne, so we managed to get some prep help. So that was really helpful actually. So I think it should be also focused on.
So thanks Gary for contacting the sports psychologist.
Gary.
Because the thing is, when it comes to sports psychologists, I will add in some stuff. The thing with sports psychologists is, I know it's very important, like it's 30% maybe, I think. But then ESM or MSM didn't have one that prepared for this, is it? So
they have, but other sports also want. So there's less likely that esports can get it, basically.
Yeah, because like every sports wants, so which is why like we just asked around. Then Dr. Yew had 2 contacts. Then I just spammed them. So one answered, one asked me to give more details. So we just go with that. So in order to win something like this, you need. It's not only the government side. I think for the player side or everyone that wants to win need to contribute in their own effort. Like as you can see, sometimes it's not really just about money. You see, it's more towards resources. What kind of resources do we have? And what's our constraint? What's our advantages? So yeah, sports psychologists, I think we benefited a lot because when you're pushed to a certain situation, right? Normally people just like, shit, just screw it up. We just give up and things like that. And it's very easy to give up when it comes to Hearthstone. Because the emotional curve is like up, down, up, down. Sometimes you are having advantage, then depending on your draw, it's like, oh. So, and it's very important that you maintain your mental state so that you're able to always perform. it's just the same. I think when it comes to badminton, it's the same situation. Like why you are able to win some points early, then how come you turn a lead into a loss subsequently? So it happens to a lot of sports.
So what we can see even from the professional players from other country, when I was leading 2-1, his state of mind went down. His calmness that he played normally to take his time to think through went away. He just played like whatever that he thinks is just right, he just played. So he really lost in that mental preparation during that grand final. So that's one of the advantages that we felt we had all along in the tournament.
Sure. Just like physical sports in schools, so badminton, table tennis, chess games, all that. Is there a possibility that you could speak to the Ministry of Education to promote this in schools?
You mean sports psychology?
Esports.
Esports.
Esports again.
I think I read in the news that the Ministry of Education is coming out with the esports syllabus for the school level. So we have to wait and see on what are their plans on their implementation of this esports syllabus that we have. But I'm not sure what's in their syllabus, and I'm not sure when they will be rolling out, but they are in the midst of doing this.
Thank you.
Maybe I just do a very easy, quick, simple question. Thank you so much for Dr. Yew and Exzart to be here with us today to share that inspiring story, how they actually make the journey. I think the whole thing is about teamwork is very important, strategy thinking is very important, and time management. The young generation, the next generation, they can really learn from there. But regardless whether you do it in your e-sport, whether you do it in your future, your own lifestyle, your future career, it's very important. And there's also a message we want to tell how people perception in the e-sport moving forward. Right? If the governments can adopt into the school curriculums as the best things, right? So they learn from the young, so they know how this thing to be adapting. I think that is very important. I think once again, thank you so much. Also congrats that we hope many. So thanks for your time. So do enjoy the facility here, and we'll prepare some food over the other side. So do enjoy. Thank you so much. I think maybe we do a one group photo. We can do it here. Yeah, we do a one group photo together. Right? We call it the ends for the session. Thanks.
Your medal, please.
We just do it here. Hi everybody, we just take a one group photo. So Chris and all the team coming.
Again.
Gary, come inside.
Okay.
Where's Justin? Where's Justin? Come on, everybody come here. Can take a lot.
One, two, three. Another one. One, two, three. Christopher, you're supposed to be here. 3, 2, 1. Christopher, you come in, man. Come in, just a space here. They shake up. Thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. Another one. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. No.
Then you can take with the back. You can take with the back.
Kira team manager yang team manager SEA Games di Laos Master Ramen, dia kira paling popular. Dia yang
kita akan mencuba yang terbaik untuk SEA Games yang akan datang.
Ada seperti berubah.
Ada berubah banyak sebab saya masih diri saya sendiri dan saya rasa itu yang paling penting sebab kemenangan adalah untuk Malaysia sendiri dan kita boleh celebrate together, we can celebrate together, but after that we have to go back to my usual life. I have to continue to teach and hope that I can generate more future engineers for me. Saya akan mencuba untuk melibatkan diri saya dalam kejohanan yang lain, tapi setakat ini saya memfokuskan diri saya sendiri dalam akademik saya dan saya berharap saya boleh memberikan yang terbaik kepada generasi yang berpotensi menjadi so, tapi untuk e-sports saya berharap saya boleh melibatkan diri saya dalam mempromosikan saya kepada generasi atau masyarakat Malaysia yang memang mereka akan berpotensi dengan emas Malaysia pada segi dan datang.
Bila kita menang game kemata lagi tentang potensi e-sport, ada kemungkinan nak explore sebab kita tahu di SEA Games ada para game untuk let's say client supplier, so mungkin ada section di para game nanti e-sport juga kan, ada usaha nak join ataupun perbincangan jadi e-sport pun ada daripada para
ada pasti ada
Esport League and all the other plans that kita plan dengan what do you think yang kita boleh buat in the short term? That's a big
Kita boleh trial into sports league tapi kita kena ada result like we need to see what are the outcome that we can get from the sports league. Kalau kita buat sports league semata-mata untuk buat league untuk social league kita tak akan sampaikan outcome that we want.
In terms of macam preparation kan, like how tadi Exzart kita melalui all the problems of the location, resources semua tu. So benda tu, do you think kalau dalam kita raise the players and also the ministry kan sekarang what should be done more so that the future so lebih mudah untuk buat perancangan.
Tidak semata-matanya kalau kita tidak bekerja dan tidak full time buat preparation untuk tournament kita boleh menang dekat mana itu bukan confirm. Kita perlu share pengalaman kita bagaimana kita buat preparation dan how efficient that we use our time to get the outcome that we want. So that is the part that I believe is the most important dalam experience saya dan saya boleh share kepada PSL. Thank you.
Nak angkat satu gambar together. Oh, you. We take together with
Sorry, no problem.
So dia akan malam lagi ya. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.